Nice. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jai A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Ganativedandasya Kananjana Shalakaya Chakshula Militamena Tasma Shri Guru Namaha Mukam Karitivachalam Pangam Langate Grim Yakripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Ditarinam Vancha Koptri Bishcha Kripasan Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right, so we'll start with Pundarik Vidyanidhi. It's the, anyone remember? Yeah.
I think it's disappearance.
All disappearance of everyone?
No.
Appearance of Raghunath Das Goswami and Raghunandana Thakur, and disappearance.
My calendar saying, yeah, appearance of Srimati Vishnupriya, appearance of Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Raghunandana, Raghunath Das, all four appearance.
Appearance.
The only disappearance is Vishnu Chakravarti.
The only disappearance of Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. Okay. All right, so we'll start with Pundarik Vidyanidhi. A disciple of Sri Madhavendra Puri, Pundarik Vidyanidhi was Sri Gadadhar Pandit's guru and an intimate friend of Srup Damodar. Once in Jagannath Puri, Pundarik Vidyanidhi met Srup Damodar after a long separation. In a joyful mood of friendship, Pundarik and Srup wanted to take the dust from each other's feet. A scuffle began and as they tried to simultaneously catch the feet of one another, but at the same time avoid having their own feet caught. Both being quite strong, neither won, but Sri Gauranga enjoyed their sporting play and everyone laughed. So that seems to be a authentic Vaishnav activity. You see sometimes devotees doing that, and you wonder, is this authentic? Pundarik Vidyanidhi has other names, Sri Vidyanidhi, Acharyanidhi, and Bhaktiyanidhi, and Premanidhi, given by Lord Chaitanya. Simply by hearing his name, said Sri Gaura, the whole world becomes purified. Premanidhi's pure devotion caused Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to sometimes cry profusely and call out loudly, Bap, Father, Pundarik. Pundarik is my father, my dearmost friend. When will I see him again? Pundarik Vidyanidhi is King Rishubhanu, Srimati Radharani's father, and Vrindavan Leela. Continually floating in the sea of Krishna Prem, Pundarik often showed ecstatic bodily symptoms of tears, horripilation, falling unconscious. Whoever recites or hears the following narration of the meeting of Pundarik Vidyanidhi and Sri Gadadhar Pandit will receive the treasure of love of God. So we'll read this. Whoever recites it, in this case it's me, and whoever hears it, it's all of you, then it says you'll get love of God, the treasure of love of God. When he first arrived in Navadvip, Pundarik Vidyanidhi disguised himself as a worldly sense enjoyer. Don't imitate her, right? Besides Mukunda, nobody knew that Pundarik Vidyanidhi was a pure Vaishnav. Today, I will introduce you to a most exceptional Vaishnav, said Mukunda, as he took Gadadhar Pandit to meet Pundarik Vidyanidhi. They found Pundarik reclining on an opulent brass bed covered with red satin sheets, silk pillows, and topped with a 3-tiered canopy. A gem-studded pond box stuffed with fragrant spices and betel nuts waited within arm's reach. 2 shiny brass spittoons stood as silent sentries beside the bed. Seeing the mirror stained red from his chewing pan, Pundarik laughed heartily. 2 servants cooled him with peacock fans. Was this a Vaishnav or a prince wallowing in luxury, wondered Gadadhar Pandit. Doubts arose in Gadadhar's mind about Pundarik's spiritual status. Reading his mind, Mukunda decided to reveal the highly exalted transcendental identity of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Mukunda recited Srimad Bhagavatam 10.6.35. Although, so this is the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, always hankering to taste the blood of small children, Putana came to kill baby Krishna. However, because she offered her breast to the Supreme Lord, Putana attained the greatest blessing of being accepted as a mother of Sri Krishna. So the idea is who could be more merciful than Krishna. So upon hearing this verse totally transformed Pundarik Vidyanidhi. A Ganga river of tears flooded his eyes. Perspiration rained from his body. His hair stood erect. He ripped off his embroidered silk shirt and wildly thrashed his legs about. Rolling on the ground, he wailed, "The Lord is infinitely merciful, yet he deprives me of his mercy." His clothes, brass bed, fine bedsheets, mirrors, spittoons, all his opulent trappings were ripped to shreds, smashed to bits. 10 men tried but couldn't restrain the force of Pundarik's ecstasy. The manifestation of Pundarik Vidyanidhi's pure love for Krishna competed with one another for some time. Finally, his spiritual emotions reached their peak and he lost external consciousness. Said he lost for a number of hours. After witnessing the spectacular display of transcendental feelings, Gadadhar Pandit realized his offense in misjudging Pundarik Vidyanidhi to be a materialistic devotee. To rectify his mistake, he wanted... What is that? Yeah. To rectify his mistake, he wanted to take initiation from Pundarik Vidyanidhi. 6 hours later, Sri Pundarik returned to external consciousness. Now he seemed calm and composed. Happily, he initiated Gadadhar Pandit. Pundarik Vidyanidhi is Srimati Radharani's father in French pastimes. So that's something about Pundarik Vidyanidhi. It's an interesting thing. I mean, it's an interesting point. One point in the, let's say, pastime that Gadadhar Pandit, he was thinking, oh, what type of Vaishnava is this? Which I think anybody would probably think, if you, like if you were to visit Mayapur or Vrindavan or anywhere in the world, and then someone said, oh, I want to bring you to meet a very wonderful Vaishnava. And then you go there and the person's just, eating pan, this kind of mild intoxicant, and he's there and people are fanning him, you'd probably think, what type of Vaishnava is this? So that's what Gadadhar Pandit was thinking, but then Mukunda chanted this particular verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, and then Pundarik Vidyanidhi, went into ecstasy, and then Gadadhar Pandit understood who he was. Now, of course, you could say it's an extreme example, but we have to try be careful, right, in our own way, trying not getting too absorbed and trying to, what do you want to say, trying to analyze someone's advancement or their lack of advancement. Because, like, for example, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it says, okay, there's different levels of devotees. And one point that's brought up is that these different levels of devotees are there so we could analyze, okay, what devotees we should associate with. So there's some discrimination going on there. Okay, well, I rather associate with this class of devotee rather than that class of devotee, more advanced devotees. So that's understood. That's normal and right. But another point is that we can look at these particular levels of advancement and try to, you could say, understand our own position, where we are in devotional service. And not be, you could say, too absorbed in others, their advancement or lack of. Anyways, one point. Then now, the next Acharya is Sri Raghunandana Thakur. Being called away on medical business, Mukunda Das once asked his young son, Raghunandana, to offer Raj Bhog to the family deity of Gopinath. Everyone remember this one? Raghunandana prepared everything timely, carefully, and with great devotion. When he made the offering, he remembered his father's order, make sure the deity eats. Ringing the bell, the simple boy told the Gopinath deity, eat, eat. Raghunandana began crying when he saw the untouched food remaining on the deity's plate. He feared his father's anger for his inability to make the deity eat. Gopinath couldn't resist the child's intense devotion, so the Lord ate everything on the plate, leaving no remnants. Upon returning, Mukunda asked for Gopinath's Mahaprasadam. Raghunandana said the deity ate everything. Astonished, Mukunda told his son to make the offering again. From a hidden place, Mukunda watched in total amazement as Raghunandana offered a laddu to Gopinath. But the Lord only took half a laddu. You know why?
He's still full.
Yeah. Mukunda understood that the deity only took half because he was still full from eating the lunch offering. Choked with divine emotion and appreciation of his pure devotee son, Mukunda embraced Raghunandana. Later in Jagannath Puri, Lord Gauranga lovingly asked Mukunda Das, who is the father and who is the son? Mukunda replied, Raghunandana is definitely my father because he has given me Krishna bhakti and showed me pure Krishna consciousness. And he's Krishna, or he's Kandarpa Manjari, or Pradyumna. And okay, that's something. All right, we're making progress here. Raghunath Das Goswami. Born in a dynasty of Vaishnavas, Raghunath Das Goswami was the only son of a wealthy landowner. As a boy, he received Haridas Thakur's association and blessings. At 15, he met Lord Chaitanya. By the mercy of Lord Nityananda, he renounced a beautiful wife and an opulent family. He ran to Jagannath Puri to intimately serve Lord Chaitanya and his Shiksha Guru Swarup Damodar Goswami for 16 years. Lord Chaitanya gave his personal Govardhan Shila and Gunjamala to Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami couldn't live after Lord Chaitanya left this world, so he came to Vrindavan to end his life by jumping off Govardhan Hill. Sri Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis affectionately received him. They convinced him to live on and enlighten all the Vrajvasi Vaishnavas with Lord Chaitanya's Puri pastimes. For 3 hours a day on the banks of Radha Kund, he spoke about Lord Chaitanya. Raghunath Das did Radha Krishna Bhajan at Radha Kund for 40 years. He lived an austere life of pure devotion. Raghunath Das Goswami showed the standard of renunciation required to attain the eternal loving service of Radha Giridhari in the Nitya Nikunja Leelas at Radha Kund. His perfect example enthuses all Gaudiya Vaishnavas to develop unalloyed pure devotion, love for Radha Krishna. So Prabhupada brings up about Raghunath Das Goswami. He was offering so many obeisances. We'll hear how many obeisances he was offering. It was, it says 1,000 obeisances to Krishna, 2,000 to Vaishnavas. So he's offering so many obeisances, dandavats, getting up and down, and you see devotees doing that in Govardhan and Vrindavan. They're offering obeisances, getting up. So, and chanting so many rounds, living a very austere life. So Srila Prabhupada said this is real, you could say, renunciation or Radha Kund living. Not that one lives like a monkey. There's many monkeys at Radha Kund, and Srila Prabhupada said that every monkey has so many female monkeys, so indicating that some of these people are living like that at Radha Kund. It's not real Radha Kund living. One disciple was asking Prabhupada, "Oh, Prabhupada, can I go to Radha Kund?" And of course, you start talking about Radha Kund, and then you start criticizing people going to Radha Kund. But there is authentic Radha Kund living, but there's a lot of inauthentic Radha Kund living also. But anyways, one devotee wanted to go to Radha Kund, and apparently Prabhupada didn't think he was ready for that or qualified. And then Prabhupada said, he said, "There's already enough monkeys at Radha Kund. No need for you to go." Anyways. But Raghunath Das Goswami, he was showing the real standard. No ganja, no women, no. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's daily bhajan included chanting 64 rounds of japa, doing Manasi Seva in his spiritual body, worshipping Govardhan Srila, bathing thrice in Radha Kund, offering 1,000 obeisances to Krishna, offering 2,000 to Vaishnavas, and embracing them, resting 90 minutes and some days not at all. Keep in mind, however, when an eternal associate of the Lord externally rests, internally he continues serving. He ate only 1 leaf cup of buttermilk daily. Throughout his life, he never ate anything for sense gratification. He took the bare minimum to keep body and soul together. It is said that after the disappearance of Lord Chaitanya, Raghunath Das ate only fruit and milk. After Sanatana Goswami left, he existed on a leaf cup of buttermilk every day or 2. And when Rupa Goswami entered Nitya Leela, Raghunath gave up all eating and drinking. He was slowly burning in the fire of separation from the Lord and his loving servants. Son explains he wrote a number of books about Radha and Krishna's pastimes, very advanced books that ultimately everybody should read. Because really, these books were written for devotees, means committed devotees of Krishna, or you could say practitioners of Krishna consciousness. So we should read these books. Like one book that he wrote was Vilapa Kusmanjali, which is a collection of intimate prayers about Krishna and Srimati Radharani. So yeah, we should gradually become qualified to read these things. Very important. All right, something about Raghunath Das Goswami. Now, Vishnu Priya. Srimati Vishnu Priya overflowed with all good qualities. Her beauty surpassed the goddess of fortune. So she is the wife of Lord Chaitanya. She was devoted to her parents and dutifully followed scriptural injunctions. Regularly she worshipped Tulsi Devi and observed vows of austerity, such as bathing thrice daily in the Ganga. Whenever she met Shachi Mata at the Ganga, Vishnu Priya would humbly bow down at her feet. Shachi Devi, Lord Chaitanya's mother, often thought that chaste, beautiful Vishnu Priya would make an ideal bride for her son. After Lakshmi Priya, Lord Chaitanya's first wife, died in separation from the Lord Chaitanya married Srimati Vishnu Priya. Chaitanya Mangala and Chaitanya Bhagavat give elaborate descriptions of this most auspicious wedding. So brahmacharis can think about, and you could say attend one wedding, and that's the one of Lord Chaitanya, Vishnu Priya. Otherwise, you don't want to think about it. Buddhimanta Khan, a rich landowner, bore all expenses of the opulent royal wedding of the divine couple, Vishnu Priya. All the people of Navadvip and the neighboring villages came to the wedding. During the ceremony, all eyes were on the divine couple, as if to devour the matchless beauty of Vishnu Priya and Lord Chaitanya. The Vaishnavas sang Hari's glories. The Brahmins made a circle around the Lord and chanted the Vedas. And then there's a discussion that, because Lord Chaitanya, he married her, but then later he left, accepted sannyas at a very early age. He left his young, beautiful wife and his loving mother, who could be a better wife than Vishnupriya, and who could be a better mother than Mother Shachi, but he left them to preach, set the example of renunciation. So, in the Chaitanya Mangala, there's a discussion between them before he leaves. So, here's part of the discussion. In a voice choked with emotion, Vishnupriya said, "Tell me, O Lord of my life, is it true, the rumor I heard, that you will take sannyas and leave me? If I lose your association, I might as well end my life by drinking poison." So a lot of people say, "Okay, I won't take sannyas." Responding with gentle, compassionate words, Lord Chaitanya said, "Vishnupriya, you are as dear to me as life itself. There is no need to worry. Please hear what I am about to say, for it will help you. The only truth in this world is Bhagavan and the Vaishnavas, Krishna and the Vaishnavas. Everything else is illusion. Fathers, mothers, children, relationships between men and women are all illusory. Krishna is the master, the real husband of everyone. Don't lament, don't worry, your name is Vishnupriya, therefore fulfill the real meaning of Vishnupriya, and always think of Krishna within your heart." Then Lord Chaitanya showed his four-armed form, which helped Vishnupriya understand his absolute position. Seeing this vanquished Vishnupriya's grief and pain, she felt blissful. This vision and Mahaprabhu's instructions removed her bewilderment, but she kept the mentality of taking the Lord as her husband. Sobbing and falling at the Lord Chaitanya's feet, she said, "I beg you to accept my humble prayer. You are the most dear Lord of my life, my only wealth. Without you, without your service, I have nothing." Lord Chaitanya embraced Vishnupriya with his eyes. He gave his mercy with his words. "I shall travel here and there, but wherever I go, I shall always remain at your place." Understanding the supremely independent nature of Lord Chaitanya, Vishnupriya said, "You must do what makes you happy. Let no one be an obstacle to your divine mission." So, and he left. After Lord Chaitanya left Navadvip, Vishnupriya adopted an austere and devoted life. She became as thin as the crescent moon. Following a rigid sadhana, spiritual practice, she set aside 1 grain of rice for every round of Hare Krishna japa she chanted. Try doing it for a day. 64, yeah. In the evening, Vishnupriya Devi cooked these grains, offered them to her personal deity, Lord Chaitanya, and honored the remnants. Krishna today, known today as Dameshwara Mahaprabhu. Vishnupriya's gorgeous deity of Lord Chaitanya resides in Navadvip city. Lord Chaitanya receives regular worship and gives unlimited mercy. So at Dameshwara Mahaprabhu, you just cross. You cross the river there over to, and when you're in Mayapur, you go to Navadvip, and then you could see that deity of Dameshwara Mahaprabhu. Huh? No, I don't. But the deity is Dameshwara Mahaprabhu. So. Dameshwara Mahaprabhu. Oh yeah. Yeah, anyone who goes to Mayapur should go to there. Maybe you should take your brother. He's not so big, but he's not small. It's somewhere in the middle, but he has his hands out like this. Yeah. Take your brother there. Oh yeah. You gotta get some diacritics in this book. It's a big fault, right? All right. One last person. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Appearing in 1638, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur came in the disciplic succession from Sri Narottam Das Thakur. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur took Diksha from Sri Radha Raman Chakravarti. Although married, Vishwanath was indifferent and soon renounced family life. He came to Vrindavan and did Krishna Bhajan at Radhakund. He was known as the crest jewel of the Vaishnavas because of his pure devotion, scholarship, and realized perception of Radha Gokulananda's intimate conjugal pastimes. Gaudiya authorities say that Sri Rupa Goswami, an incarnation of the god of is an incarnation of the god of speech, and Gaudiya Acharyas, especially among his direct disciples, believe that Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is an incarnation of Sri Rupa Goswami. Among all Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, only Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comes close to matching Srila Rupa Goswami's profound realizations on the absolute truth. So if you read everybody should read if you haven't read yet, but if you read the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, alongside you could read Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. It's really amazing what he writes about Krishna's pastimes. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's name itself implies his position. Vishwanath means he who reveals the jewel of devotion to Vishwanath. Chakravarti means he who expands the chakra, circle of bhakti. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was the protector, guardian, and acharya during the middle period, 1600 to 1700, of the historical development of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. The growth of Gaudiya Vaishnavism began with Lord Chaitanya. It was later rejuvenated by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, spread by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and broadcast all over the world by Srila Prabhupada. During his stay in Vrindavan, Vishwanath worshipped deities of Radha Gokulananda and Sri Giriraj. His Govardhan Shila was first worshipped by Lord Chaitanya, then Raghunath Das Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Sri Mukunda Das, Srimati Krishna Priya Thakurani, and Vishwanath Chakravarti. Today, this Giriraj deity resides in the Radha Gokulananda temple in Vrindavan. Some claim the Govardhan Shila is in Bhagavat Nivas in Ramanreti near the ISKCON Krishna Balarama Mandir. In a dream, Lord Sri Krishna ordered Vishwanath to make commentaries on the Goswami's books. Immediately he started writing prolifically. Clouds would shield him from the sun whenever he sat to write. Once a torrential downpour flooded the area where Vishwanath was writing his Bhagavat commentaries. Miraculously, not a drop touched Vishwanath or his Bhagavat manuscript. While compiling Manthartha Deepika, explanation on Kam Gayatri, Vishwanath became perplexed. According to his exhaustive research, which indicated 25, he couldn't substantiate why Krishnadas Kaviraj wrote in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Kam Gayatri contains 24 and 1/2 syllables, and that these syllables correspond to the 24 and 1/2 moons present on Krishna's transcendental body. In a dream, Srimati Radharani instructed Vishwanath, "O Vishwanath, please don't lament anymore. What Krishnadas Kaviraj wrote is true. He is also my confidential maidservant, and he knows everything about my most secret, innermost moods. This calm Gayatri is the mantra for worship in me. Indeed, I can be known by the syllables of this mantra. Without my mercy, no one can learn anything about the mystery of this mantra. The solution to the half syllables found in the book Varna Gama Basvadi. Seeing this book, Krishnadas Kaviraj wrote as he did. The letter Ya, which is followed by the letter V, as in the words Kama Devai Vidmahe, is considered to be a half syllable. This falls on Krishna's forehead, because his forehead is shaped like the halo of a half moon. All the other letters of the mantra are full syllables and therefore full moons. Now wake up, check that book, and compile this evidence for everyone's benefit. Instantly awaking, Vishwanath cried out in ecstasy, Hey Radhe, Hey Radhe, Hey Radhe. Having Srimati Radharani's darshan infused his writing with divine Shakti, he felt that he had been accepted as one of Srimati Radharani's confidential maidservants. His writings reflected this realization. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur wrote over 40 Sanskrit books on the science of pure devotion to Radha Giridhari. He also made the sweetest, most highly realized commentaries on Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, the works of Rupa Goswami, Kavi Karnapur, and Narottam Das Thakur. So Prabhupada became very inspired by his commentary on the second chapter of, or the 241 Bhagavad Gita. Vyavasayatmaka, what is it? Ekeha Kuranandana, yeah. That those who are on this path, they're resolute. What is it? Yeah, and their aim is one. Those who are not on this path, their intelligence is many branched. And then in that purport, he explains how one's main business, a disciple's main business in their life, is to fulfill the order of their spiritual master. And sometimes you get direct orders, and sometimes you could say specific and general orders. There's general orders, okay, chant 16 rounds, follow the 4 regulative principles, try to spread Krishna consciousness. There's general. And then there's specific. So if we get specific instructions, that's very, you could say, fortunate. But everybody has general instructions. And from those general instructions, we could, you could say, use our intelligence, use our imagination, how to fulfill those orders. Srila Prabhupada got a specific instruction: you go to the West to preach. But he didn't get detailed, you could say, instructions how to do that. For example, the seeds were placed there. Okay, if you ever get money, print books. That was an order of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So Prabhupada executed using his intelligence, he figured out how to do that. Similarly, go to the West. Does that mean London? Does that mean America? So Prabhupada chose America. So when we get general instructions, we could use our intelligence, and we could also discuss with others how to fulfill those orders, whether, general or specific instructions. One disciple of Tamal Krishna Goswami was one time going to travel somewhere, and this devotee was in Dallas, and the devotee said, do you have any special instructions for me? And then Maharaj said, well, how about chanting 16 rounds and following the 4 regulative principles? Is that enough? So first is chanting 16 rounds as attentively as possible, following the 4 regulative principles. But there's so many things we could do for our spiritual master. So Prabhupada, reading this commentary that of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that The main mission of a disciple's life is they should fulfill the order of their spiritual master, whether the universe explodes or whatever happens. That's the main focus of a devotee's life. So he became very inspired by this commentary. And it inspired him to, you could say, more to come to the West. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's a very advanced book, and it's mentioned in the Krishna book.
Mm-hmm.
Prabhupada says,
Can you use the microphone?
I don't have a microphone. Is somebody with a microphone?
I could repeat in the meantime.
Yeah, he says in the Krishna book that exalted Vaishnavas can read this book.
Yeah.
And sometimes devotees they don't worry about the exalted so much. I've seen this book. This is a really intimate book.
Uh-huh.
And it's quite remarkable that Prabhupada puts it in there.
So Javeda Prabhu is saying that in the Krishna book, Srila Prabhupada mentions this book, Krishna Bhava, was it?
Sri Krishna Bhavanamrita.
Yeah, Bhavanamrita, and that it's a very advanced book for exalted Vaishnavas, but he's saying that sometimes devotees, they, overlook that word exalted, and then they get into it, you're saying.
If you see it's quite intimate. Also, one other thing about this Krishna Bhavanamrita, Prabhupada explains where the word Krishna consciousness comes from. And he quotes the first line of that verse by Ramananda Roy, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamati. But as he continues to explain it, he quotes this, Krishna Bhavanamrita, Krishna Bhavanamrita. So this and the other one inspired Prabhupada to coin that phrase, Krishna consciousness, which is so important.
Yeah. Yeah, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was speaking to a group of disciples one time, and he was talking about, you could say Radha Krishna's, you could say Nitya Leela, or was it eightfold? Yeah, eightfold daily pastimes. And he was saying that actually this topic is not for the sahajiyas, not for the, you could say, pseudo devotees or cheap devotees. He said this is actually our topic. This is meant for us. And he said, let those who have been chanting Harinam now for, I think he said something like 15, 20 years, let them meditate on these topics. And he said that if one doesn't meditate on, say, Krishna's pastimes, then there's a tendency to, you could say, become like impersonalist, or you could say not have the anartas clear. Cleared from our hearts. So, but anyways, with caution, with a lot of caution, we could read such books over time. One book. So yeah, there's one book that Javeda Prabhu mentioned. Now, there's also Madhurya Kadambini, which is a very amazing book. It describes the different obstacles that one faces in devotional life, the different stages and progression. There's also a number of devotees who have spoke on this book in terms of like seminar, giving a number of classes on this book you could find. But it's a very important book, Madhurya Kadambini. Rajurita Chintamani, Chamatkara, Chandrika, Swapna Vilasamrita, Sankalpa Kalpadruma, and others. The life and teachings of Vishnu Chakravarti give happiness, inspiration, and teachings, and transcendental wisdom to the entire Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Okay, you want happiness, you want inspiration, wisdom. We sincerely pray that after thousands of births we will someday qualify to become a particle of dust under the shade of his lotus feet. In Krishna Lila, he serves Srimati Radharani as Vinod Manjari. So it's also the beginning of spring. Sant Panchami, and it's a tradition to dress the deities in yellow. Today is generally a blue day. Tuesday means blue for the deities. So we've dressed the deities today in yellow and green. It's a traditional thing. So does anybody have any questions or comments?
One addendum to that comment you made about the importance of absorbing in Krishna's pastimes, and that reminded me of a verse right in the Bhagavatam, the end of chapter 4 of the 12th canto, which is all about annihilations of different kinds, including our own personal annihilation, and it's a pretty sobering chapter, you know. So at the end of it, I won't read the Sanskrit here, but the translation is to this verse, which is right near the end of the chapter. For a person who is suffering in the fire of countless miseries and who desires to cross the insurmountable ocean of material existence, there is no suitable boat except that of cultivating a taste for the transcendental narrations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's pastimes. So this is very inspiring, you know, to like read Krishna book and see about, you know, Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. That's the boat. One of the several boats mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Yeah. But I was very enlivened to read this verse when I first discovered it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it also attracts our minds away from the illusory activities of this world. People, places, activities of people. You know, there's so much to become absorbed in this world. So if we absorb our minds and those activities in the Leela of Lord Chaitanya, the Leela of Krishna, and Srila Prabhupada and devotees, then this protects us, actually, from being attracted to all the other things in this world, which, is a dangerous, you could say, like a, what do they say, like a slippery slope. Just kind of. So therefore, in our readings, we'll start reading about Lord Chaitanya, right? In our Monday readings, we could read about the selected pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, maybe to start from the beginning to the end. People might wonder, okay, well, how long is it going to take if you read 1 hour a week? But we could do selected pastimes in this way, because we don't have Chaitanya Charitamrita class here. We used to a number of years, but we stopped for whatever reasons. But we don't have Chaitanya Charitamrita class here, and you know, sometimes getting through the Bhagavatam, and we don't get to meditate on Lord Chaitanya, so we could do that selected pastimes. There's so many Lord Chaitanya at the Rath Yatra, for example, or Lord Chaitanya's travel to Jagannath Puri, or Lord Chaitanya's traveling to South India. Anyways, there's so many different pastimes and Lord Chaitanya's earlier pastimes, so we'll do that. Does anybody have any other question or comment? Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.